Okay, so can you tell us who you are?
I am Katie Russell. This is Abigail Russell and Derek Russell and Christopher Russell. Christopher is 3.5. He was developing normally. We were doing the Dr. Sears schedule, the delayed, slow and everything. At 12 months, he was due for polio and MMR. I wanted to stop. The doctor was saying, no, your instinct just says to, you don't want to see him in pain. So do polio.
The doctor said you don't want to see your child.
My instinct was I just didn't want to see him in pain.
To have the vaccine? To
give the vaccine. If we stopped, then we'd have to do the polio series all over. So I gave in. I did polio. We waited for MMR. And that night we were in the hospital with the 106-degree fever. Of course they said nothing, couldn't be the MMR, the polio. He never had MMR.
So it's just the polio.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the DTaP?
It's IPV, I think.
Okay.
He had DTaP at 2, 4, and 6 months, and he didn't really react to that one.
So you were in hospital?
Everything, they said he caught a virus at the doctor's before I knew anything, that it takes a while for virus to show. So I thought, okay, he did have a virus. The next day he wasn't talking, he didn't want to nurse, he didn't really want to eat, he couldn't eat with his fork and spoon anymore. After about a week I noticed he still wasn't really talking. Just thought he was taking a little extra time to recover. At 2 weeks, I brought him back to the doctor saying he hasn't been talking since then. He had a yeast diaper rash that we couldn't get rid of. His butt was bleeding. And
what was bleeding?
His butt from diaper rash.
Right.
We couldn't. He wasn't the same. He wouldn't eat really. He would just nurse at that point. A few weeks later, she said it was nothing, that it was a stage. He'd outgrow it. He'd start talking again.
This is your pediatrician?
Yes. A few weeks later, he had an eczema rash, and that eczema rash turned into a yeast rash. It was on his arms and legs and his face. We went to the doctor and she was saying, oh, it's the measles rash, it's the chickenpox rash. You didn't vaccinate, so now he's sick. And I knew, it's like, no, there's no way. They don't look anything like this. So we took the dermatologist referral, went to there. He said, yes, it's eczema with yeast. He cleared up the yeast. That's when we started healing his gut. That really healed up the yeast. That got his eczema mostly away. And
how's he doing? How is he?
He's good. Hold on. He's a bit shy.
And how old is he now?
3.5.
3.5. And you've got a lovely little daughter. How old is she?
She is 14 months, unvaxxed, completely healthy.
Completely unvaxxed.
Working on the molars. Happy.
And so what do your daddy, yes?
Yes.
What do you think about what happened to your son?
It's ridiculous and just should not happen.
Well, we're sorry it did happen. Now will you sign his name on the bus?
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to tell us?
I don't think so. There isn't too much. We're just working with him, speech therapy, sensory therapy, occupational therapy.
He's a beautiful boy, you're a beautiful family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me get the pen.
Okay.
My pen on the floor, there it is. So this makes your son number 27.
Okay.
And you can pick for your spot. thank you so much for sharing your story and coming out here today. Christopher's a beautiful boy.
It's still pretty amazing. Just a
I'm
little
sorry
shy.
that happened to you guys.
Well,
The
hopefully-
great thing is he's young and there's
Yes.
it sounds like you're doing all great things. So
Yes.
well done to you
Working
guys.
hard to help him.
Everyone's sending you lots of love on here, lots of love and hearts to your
Thanks.
wonderful family.
Okay.
I'll
Thank you.
watch it later on Periscope.
Thank you so much for. We are at number 27. We haven't even got started. Day 2.